Hey friends, welcome back to Mustard Seed Homesteading. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Megan and I'm very glad that you decided to stop by. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how I place that trellis into one of my grow bags. Recently I had one of my viewers ask me how I put it into the grow bag, and I thought it'd be perfect to do an individual video showing you not only how I place it into the grow bag, but I also thought it'd be great for us to plant some tomato plants as we do that. So let's get started. So before we go over there and I start to place these trellises in here, I do want to quickly show you up close what the trellis looks like. So you can see that it folds, which is great for storage. I absolutely love that. But you can angle this however you want. You can keep it straight, you can do a 90-degree, acute angle, obtuse angle. It's math class now. And that's what I really like about this. And it's not just for grow bags, by the way. You can put this in anything. I just decided to put them in the very large grow bags because there's not a whole lot of sturdy trellis options that I have found for grow bags, at least for me anyways. I haven't been able to find any. And when I saw this on Amazon, I had to try it, and when I tried it, I fell in love with it. So I want to say, I'm trying to count over there, I think I have 6 now. That's how much I like these. So I'm going to show you what a bag already looks like with some plants growing in there now, and then you and I are going to place it in there together. All right, so we're in my driveway garden, and I just want to quickly show you what they look like in the grow bags. So right now I'm growing snap peas, but we are nearing the end of the season. So you're going to see some spilling over and then some that are actually growing past the trellis. But I just want to give you an idea of what they look like. They do really well in these grow bags. And then I will take the opportunity. Now this looks like a hot mess right now because I have to pull this spinach out. But what I did was I planted other things in the middle. For instance, this one down here had a whole bunch of lettuces. You can see I have some onions still growing there. So I really take advantage of the space in here. And then this trellis allows me to grow my plants that vine up while using this for other things, which allows me to grow a lot of food in one space. And that's another reason why I love these trellises, because I can grow a lot in one small space because this is going up, and then I can use the space in here. So I just wanted to give you a quick look at what it looks like. Now you can see here, it's going way past the trellis. And then you can see right here that it's flowing over. Now for me, I'm just going to probably take that and push it back over. I do have the retaining wall, which kind of helps in case it spills over, but I'm not really concerned that it's doing this because, like I said, this is near the end of its season for peas, and these are going to be ripped out anyways. And I plan to put bushing cucumber plants in these bags that have the trellises. So I just want to give you a quick look at what they look like. So let's go ahead now and go put them in the grow bags back there in the garden. All right, you guys, I can't help it, but look at the garden. I love the garden so much, you guys. Now, I do want to quickly share with you, I do have other ways that I trellis. So, in the grow bags. And so this one, which is just a tomato cage, I have used this. I also use bamboo sticks, and they're all wonderful. But I will tell you that these new trellises are my absolute favorite. Now, another trellis, which I share a lot on my garden tour, sorry if you hear squishy, squishy, but we've had some heavy rain and it's really watery back here. Now, these trellises are not in the grow bags. My husband buried it deep into, well, not buried it deep, but put it into the ground and then reinforced it with the rebar, if you can see that right there. It's so hard to focus on stuff when there's so many other things grabbing for its attention. Hopefully you can see that rebar right there. I'm sorry if it's blurry, you guys. But this trellis, and I want to say this is the same company that made the other trellis as well. And so my hope with this, these are all cherry tomatoes. My hope is for them to climb up and me to train them down, just because those can grow really wild and crazy. So this is another trellis that I use, but for the most part, it's been those cages, bamboo sticks, and then these more recent trellises. So I just wanted to show you the different ways that I trellis things in the grow bags. But here's our grow bags that we are going to use for this demonstration. I'm going to put one in one of these bags and we're going to plant some tomatoes. Okay, so I have the trellis right here, and then I'm going to point the camera down into the grow bag and I'm going to show you how I place it in there. All right, so with this trellis, because it folds open and close depending on how you want to place it into the bag. In this demonstration, I'm going to be doing the same thing that you saw in the other grow bag. So it's pretty much kind of like an acute angle. I'm trying to move it around so you can kind of get a glimpse of how I'm placing it in there. And really all I'm doing, because there are 3 prongs, so you got 1, 2, and then there's a third one in the back. All I'm doing is placing it right into the grow bag. So I will put the back one in first and then place the other 2 however I want to place it, right into the grow bag like this. So let me see, let me give you a different angle. So hopefully with this being up close, you can see how it is placed into the bag. And what I do is, like I said, I take this back metal piece and I push it against the bag a little bit, and then I place these in the way I want it angled in here. Now, another idea that I just had, if you had a bunch of grow bags together, is maybe even doing a straight line through some of them. I haven't tried that yet. I was just thinking about that. But for this video, I'm going to keep it the same exact way that I had it in the other grow bags. And what you and I are going to do now is place our tomato plants in here. All right, so I'm trying to get the best angle here. It's a little hard because I'm gonna have to be planting these with you all, but I picked 5 determinate tomatoes. Now I might be overstuffing this, but we're experimenting with these bags over here. So I have 2 ace bush tomatoes that we're going to plant. And then I have 2 money makers. These did amazing last year. And then I have 1, I'm sorry, I take that back. These 2 are Sunray. And then I have 1 money maker that did amazing. Well, they actually, Sunray and money maker did amazing last year. And so I'm going to start with the back corner here, and we're going to plant the money maker. And then my goal is for it to trellis up here, and then I'm just going to clip them as they grow. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these now. The way I like to plant my tomatoes, I will have a little bucket of my fertilizer. This is the Epsoma brand. I forgot the exact, I think it's an organic garden tone, the Espoma, if I remember, but I'll just put it in here so I can quickly just grab some. Now I do straw and mulch the top of my soil. I probably should have put more soil in here, but I feel like as the plants grow, I can always add some if I want to. But what I do is, because tomato plants grow, the roots grow along the stems, I'm going to plant this as deep as possible. So I'm just going to move the soil back and then make a really large hole. I'm just going to take a little bit of fertilizer. I don't measure my fertilizer. I just place it in there, and then I'll just mix it around, and then I will plant. Now when I plant, I will take off these leaves because they're going to be buried. This whole part of the stem is going to be buried anyways. Now I know this isn't a video on how to plant tomato plants, but I just want to give you an idea of what the process looks like from me putting the trellis in to planting something in the grow bags, just to give you an idea. And now, because this is pretty bendy, I'm going to plant it like this. And then what I'll do is I will clip the stem all the way back, if you can see, right there. And I will clip this against the trellis to give it some support. Now I'm going to plant the rest of them real quick, and then we'll look at the finished product in just a second. All right, friends, well, here is my finished product. I am going to be adding some of my straw. I love this straw, and it is in everything that I grow back here and on my driveway. But I'm going to top that off with some straw. But you can see I planted the tomatoes as deep as I could. And now what I'm going to do is clip them on and straw them. I'm probably going to add maybe some flowers or some basil in the middle. I'll show you the progression of this during the garden tours. I just wanted to show you how I use this trellis, how I put the trellis in there, and then how I plant them, how I plant some plants in there to then clip them or have them vine up against the trellis. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some straw. We'll clip these and then I'll be right back. So I just finished strawing and I came over here to get some tomato clips, and I thought it'd be great to show this to you. So I take this wagon full of all of my essentials that I would need for back here, like all my tags and my markers, any clips, the fertilizer, just so that I don't have to keep going in and out of the garage, and it just helps me to stay organized. So I thought I'd show that to you. And then here's the fertilizer espoma that I was talking about. I really like this stuff. I've also used MI Gardener's fertilizer too, which is really great, but I was at Home Depot and this was a good price, so I just picked that up. And then as far as the soil that I use, I thought I'd tell you also, because for me, when I watch videos, I like to know as many details as possible. I use black cow compost with everything. And then I use Bacto soil, and then recently I've been using a potting mix, Happy Frog by Fox Farms, and I really like that as well. So as you see, everything is strawed. And another thing I want to point out to you with regards to mulching, I got really straw happy the last couple of years. And what I noticed is that when I strawed too heavy, the water didn't really penetrate as well, like when it rained or when we were watering the plants. So I do want to say that it's good to mulch, but just not too heavy, maybe like a ½ inch of mulch, not too much. It's just what I've learned and experienced. But it is good to mulch because it helps to retain the moisture and keep the soil cool during the summer and warm during the winter. So let's go ahead and clip some of these so you can see what it looks like with them clipped in. So I just come over here. Let me see. Doing this with one hand is not easy. Okay. So I just come right over here and just clip it right onto the trellis. And it's really nice, you guys. I absolutely love this trellis, and honestly, I'm probably going to be buying as many of these as possible because these two were on sale. I'm like, no more, you already have 4, but they were on sale, so I snagged 2 more. They're really amazing. Well, friends, I hope that by me showing you how I place this trellis into the grow bag and how I use it, and then showing you one that is well established with some plants actually growing some food, was very helpful for you. I know for me as a gardener, I love to see how people use different things in their garden. It just not only does it allow me to then be creative in my own garden, but then sometimes when someone else comes up with an idea, I like to use it in my garden as well. And so that's my goal, is to share as much as I can about my garden, what I do in my garden. And if there's anything else in my garden that you want me to do a specific video on, the way I trellis something, or the buckets, anything, please leave them in the comments below. I would be happy to do individual videos on the things that I do in my garden, because I don't know, this is my creative space. I love to just look around and think of creative ways to do things. Like, for instance, that other trellis with all of the, my brain is like, all of the cherry tomatoes. Sorry, this is me sometimes, like my mind goes blank, but that's just how I can be sometimes. So, but with the cherry tomatoes, I was thinking, because I had them in grow bags with bamboo sticks last year, and I'm like, this is too messy. There's got to be a different way to grow cherry tomatoes without, now granted, they're going to be messy, I mean, no matter what kind of trellis, but if there was a better way. So when I was looking through Amazon, I had seen that trellis, and I really like the company that makes that trellis, because they also make these trellises. And I'm like, this would be really fun if my husband can stake it into the ground, give it some support, and I can just grow them in grow bags and just use this whole thing for cherry tomatoes. Now, I really do hope that works this year, but see, that's where my creativeness comes, like in the garden. I just think about things and how it could be done better. And so I want to share that with you all. And like I said, if there's anything else that you want me to make a video on, I would be happy to do so. Just let me know. So friends, thanks so much for stopping by. I always look forward to doing these videos because I feel like I'm just chatting with my friends, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate being able to just share everything that I'm doing in my garden, and hoping that it helps and also encourages you all in your garden. With that being said, I really do look forward to seeing you guys next time, and I want you to always remember, friends, I want you to be encouraged, stay encouraged, and I want you to always stay inspired. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.